Can I just start by positing what some economists and others have said about what engendered the inflation we're seeing? Obviously, we know about supply chain and reopening and in the war in Ukraine. But some have said that there was too much spending, however you want to look at it, whether it's the Fed or the Fed enabling Congress to do the American Rescue Plan, so that too many dollars were chasing too few goods and services. So with these two bills, the CHIPS and the anti-inflation, the Manchin bill, we're talking about another $1 trillion of money going out the door into what may be very good initiatives in your view. But isn't that part of what caused inflation in the first part, or you at least, is that on your radar, that that's a problem?
Yeah, absolutely. Look, I think this legislation should be best thought of as the opposite. We know that the dominant drivers of inflation are global, and the perturbations that came from the pandemic and the reopening, as well as more recently the impact of the war. But to your point, if we look at areas of the economy where we have seen real and significant supply-side constraints, semiconductors jumps out as a screaming example. The lack of supply and the lack of secure supply of semiconductors has constrained production, has driven up prices in automotive, but in other areas as well. And we now have in front of us a thoughtful long-term strategy to build that supply side of the economy, but to do it in a way that also protects our national security. This issue goes well beyond the economics of supply and demand to the broader geopolitics of ensuring that the United States is not left vulnerable to supply chains globally that we may not be able to depend on. So making this investment in a prudent way over multiple years will build out that supply, will provide some relief in terms of those who need more semiconductors to build products like cars, and also will make our own supply chains more secure. So it's got an economic logic and a national security logic. We're very gratified that in a bipartisan way, Congress moved forward on this effort, and we're already moving out in thinking through the implementation of this bill.
The reconciliation bill is not going to be bipartisan. In fact, we don't even know if it's going to get enough support. I guess everybody's talking about Senator Sinema on this. Would you say the same things about that bill, Brian? You think that this makes sense at this point in time to go forward with, as I said, it all adds up to maybe $1 trillion. So tell us about why you think that bill at this point in time makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, I think that bill is the appropriate economic prescription for the current economic challenges that we face, because at core it would do two things. The first is it will reduce prices for healthcare and prescription drugs, prices for energy across time, and it will help to build on the supply side as well. So if you think about energy, and we've talked about this before, this bill is a balanced design package to provide long-term technology-neutral incentives to build more supply of energy here at home, which will help address clean energy and climate change, but will also help build energy security and help us build greater supply of energy here in the United States. Those are long-term challenges we need to solve, coupled with providing some near-term relief on the supply side. And in the aggregate, to your point, this bill will do another thing. It will reduce the deficit by more than $300 billion. That actually is complementary to what the Fed is trying to do. We haven't done deficit-reducing legislation in some time. This is an opportunity to do so and to build on the deficit reduction that we've already seen across the economy.